Greetings, Gemini and Gemini rising. This is your Western forecast for November 2024. I always start with where's the new moon, because the new moon is where your attention and priorities is being drawn to for those 4 weeks from new moon to full moon. This new moon, new moon to new moon, this new moon will be in Scorpio, and it's going to occur on the first day of November. So this makes it very clean. All of November, beginning November the 1st, much of your priorities is on the new moon in Scorpio. Scorpio is 6 signs past Gemini. The 6th house deals with your job, your coworkers, your day-to-day work routine. But it also can be focused on self-improvement, body maintenance. So it could be a nice emphasis on those areas. And this new moon is going to be supported by grounding, pragmatic, responsible Saturn. So the new moon's at 9 Scorpio. It's trining the best flow of energy to stabilizing Saturn at 12 Pisces. So when it comes to 6th house matters, from learning new job skills to your day-to-day job routine, working with coworkers, or trying to better your health, your diet with self-improvement. These are some of the main focuses, but it's all being stabilized by Saturn. A Scorpio new moon gives a lot of emotional depth. It pulls us towards a lot of research, studying, and introspection. But whatever you're trying to achieve, the Saturn influence will bring you the structure to achieve your goals. Now, Mercury is going to go retrograde at the end of the month. So it's going to be in Sagittarius for a good 2 months. And Mars is going retrograde December the 6th. But for these first 2 months, November, December, it's in Leo. So before I break all that down, if you enjoy these kinds of videos and would like to see more of them, click like and subscribe. And don't forget to click on the notification bell so you can receive the latest postings. And if you go into the description box underneath the video, you'll find a direct link to book an astrology reading or to check out my 2-question offer. All right, Mercury is what are you thinking about? What is on your mind? What are you curious about? Mercury is the planet of information, communications, can be restless, can be nervous. That's all that Mercury energies. Now, Mercury will be in Sagittarius, a fire sign. So there's a lot of jumping to conclusions, making rash decisions on the more negative side, on the positive, being more enthusiastic, more upbeat. But Sagittarius is the opposite of Gemini. So your discerning communication Mercury is transiting in Sag in your 7th house of partnerships and marriage and contracts, because Sagittarius is opposite of the Gemini. The opposite represents the significant other or partnerships and contracts. So with Mercury, that's all you're thinking about, negotiating, from November the 2nd until January the 8th in your 7th house of partnerships. Now, Mercury will go retrograde November the 25th through December the 15th, remaining in Sag, remaining in your 7th house of marriage and partnerships. But after the retrograde, where you were revising and rethinking, re-engaging. Now you can move forwards with more clarity, more focus after December the 15th, with making more confident decisions about contracts and partnerships and marriage until till January the 8th. So Mercury is usually in a sign for 3 to 4 weeks, but 3 times a year, usually it retrogrades, and it causes Mercury to hang out and keep your attention and your interest for much longer in an area of the chart. So now, with the 6th house of work and the 7th house of partnerships, one of the things that comes to mind for some of you could be thinking, going to a partner or going to your significant other, and discussing about, starting a new business. Now, along with that, Mars, ambitious, aggressive Mars, the warrior planet in mythology, is a 2-year cycle. It will retrograde in December in the sign of Leo. But November the 3rd, just as Mercury is going into your 7th house of negotiations, the Mars on November the 3rd goes into Leo. It's going to retrograde December the 6th, but it's going to still remain in Leo till January the 6th. Then it retrogrades back into Cancer. Now, when Mars, initiative, courageous, risk-taking Mars, now first of all, Mars is in Leo, which is a fire sign, compatible with Gemini, an air sign. Air gives more fuel for the fire to heat up. The fire, heats up the air to expand and be more mentally stimulated. Anyhow, Mars, all of November and December, till January the 6th, will be in your 3rd house sector. Because Mars in Leo is 3 signs past Gemini. The 3rd sector is learning, selling, traveling, but often that Mars in the 3rd can have a lot to do with being very entrepreneurial and taking risks, with lots of selling and negotiations with that 3rd house. Now, you could be, maybe you're not ready to be launching a new business project, but the 3rd is also the sector of learning. And with the Sun in the 6th house of work, you could also be really ambitious, motivated to learn new work skills. And now, the 3rd also deals with sales. It's the sector of the 3rd house of communication, speaking and writing. So when it comes to business, that Mars can be very assertive and confident with selling yourself or selling your products. And with the 7th house being in play strongly, November and December, the 7th house of partnerships can represent customers, can represent clients. So you could be really, on one hand, you could be learning how to sell or sell yourself, or you could be starting to join into partnership with that 7th house to go setting up a new business for sales. And along with that, Jupiter is in Gemini, which I've been talking about. Jupiter brings the promise, opportunity. Jupiter, the last couple of days of May 2024, went into Gemini through into June of 2025. Jupiter brings all this opportunity for growth and and optimism to really go for it. But this month into January, Jupiter is retrograde. So your financial expectations, which you're trying to accomplish with Jupiter, could be more delayed, slowed down. Keep that in mind. But Saturn is in Pisces, 10 signs past Gemini. The 10th house is career, business oriented, and Saturn is very responsible and pragmatic. And Saturn is been in Pisces for the last year and a half, but this November the 15th, Saturn that's been retrograde for a while is going to go direct in your 10th house of careers, really releasing any kind of stuck energy, delayed energies. And now it doesn't open up 100% when it goes direct, because it's slowly opening up, bringing a lot of concentration and discipline to career matters. And with that new moon in the 6th house, you could be starting a new business, you could be learning new job skills, and with the Sag, Mercury and Sag in the 7th, this could be all about going into a partnership, or you're really focused on expanding your customer client base. Now, Venus is the planet of desire. Venus is this benefic, protective energy. Venus was in Sagittarius the first 11 days, good for romance, good for any kind of negotiations with that Mercury in the 7th and Venus in the 7th. What's on your mind could also be personal relationships, especially if you had started to meet somebody at the beginning of November. But November the 11th, creative, loving, benefic Venus goes into Capricorn till December the 6th. And Capricorn is 8 signs past Gemini. So 2 areas with the 8th house. The 8th house deals with joint ventures and finance and your financial obligations, and Venus is all this more benefic, protective energies. So if you're trying to negotiate or attract a business deal, financial contract, investors, Venus in your 8th house is very favorable. Romantically, the 8th house deals with intimacy and sexuality, and Venus is love and desire. And with all those planets, Mercury in the 7th of relationships, in fact, the Sun leaves the 6th house of work. It keeps the 6th house matters for all of November, but now the Sun is moving into Sag, into the 7th on November 21st to December the 21st. So there's a lot of emphasis also on marriage, personal relationships, and with Venus in Capricorn in the 8th after November the 11th, this could intensify a much more intimate, passionate love connection. It's also really favorable for business negotiations. Now, one last thing. The new moon is on November the 1st. This is where you're planting seeds for longevity with health, with becoming healthier, with work, everything I explained with the new moon. 2 weeks later is the full moon, around the 15th of November. The full moon always brings to light and shows what's working and not working from the new moon when you were planting those seeds. But this full moon, November the 15th, is going to be in your 12th house, and that's things that are hidden or behind the scenes, and it's conjuncting Uranus, Uranus is all this exciting breakthrough, unexpected energies. So it could be that you've been keeping to yourself secrets of where you would like to move into whole new directions in business. And the full moon could start suddenly with that Uranus revealing what you've been keeping to yourself. I want to thank you for watching. If you like information on how to book an astrology reading or to check out my 2-question offer, visit my website at gardino.co, that's .co. Until next month, be safe and well.